Oh my God! The house is burning! Oh! Is that Kathleen? Kathleen! Here! Jump! I'll catch you, Kathleen! What? You don't need a man to save you? What are you doing, Kathleen? The house is coming down! Oh my God! Ryan! Ryan! Jump, Ryan! Oh! Oh, I meant Ryan with a Y. But how'd you get your head to bounce like that? Oh, that's impressive. Oh my God, it's all coming down. Thank you. Thank you. Hold your applause. What's up, y'all? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you what's on my mind. And first and foremost, it is actually Memorial Day today. And once again, I want to give a shout out to everyone who paid the ultimate sacrifice for freedom. You know, for freedom. And I want to tell you guys and give a shout out to someone who's on my mind. And in my thoughts, in the comment section of my last video, there was a brother who came on who was, you know, he was a soldier and he is 100% disabled at this point. And he wanted me to know how much he enjoyed my videos. Now, you know, after that silly start, how's that for somber? You know, so I just want you to know, brother, that you saying thank you to me is probably one of the best things I've ever heard. All of my thanks goes to you and people like you who did what I did not do and probably could not do. You risked it all. You laid it all on the line for what you believed in or for your sense of duty. You know, whatever it is that led you to be out there, that led you to risk everything. I give you so much respect. And I thank you so much. And it's leaving me breathless just thinking about it. Saying thank you to me, man. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you to you. And everyone like you. You know, you have my undying gratitude. And I want to go on to shout out, you know, also, you know, all of my subscribers, you know, all of the people who like the videos and share the videos. I thank you guys so much. You know, like I said before, you know, being able to reach out and have people reach back to me and, you know, say some of the things that they do, you know, in this case, you know, the brother, you know, the soldier, it's quite a blessing, you know, so thank you guys very, very, very much. Now, this weekend, obviously, was the, this weekend was the release of Solo, not another Star Wars story. And a lot of us predicted that it was going to underperform at the box office. And it did. I should say that I was at the movies this weekend because, ironically, my son wanted to go to the movies. And, you know, of course, you know, with Solo coming out, you know, what kid wouldn't want to go see Avengers again? And that's what he did. You know, he said, Dad, I want to go to the movies. I was like, oh my God, this kid is not going to say what I think he's going to say. He said, I want to go see Avengers Infinity War again. And I was like, raised them right. So we went to go see Avengers Infinity War again, and second time around it was even better. And one thing I noticed is that the parking lot was pretty average, you know, and when we went up to get our snacks and refreshments and stuff like that, there was no line, you know, there was nothing going on, man. So you know, Solo might have done okay, you know, in relatively speaking, but that movie was not a blockbuster by any means. You know, so I've been there, you know, when there are blockbusters. I've parked miles away from the movie theater. As a matter of fact, when The Last Jedi came out, you know, I remember it was like that. And The Force Awakens and just about every other major movie release. So this one, no, no, no. And I think we're all seeing that. So the last thing that Disney Lucasfilm wants to do is they want to actually admit that jerking the fans was the cause of this, or at least the partial cause of it. I think it's the majority of the cause of it. But I have an article. It's a very short article that I want to share also. And let me see if I can bring this up for you guys real quick. Hold on, baby. All right, and we have, this can be found on comicbookmovie.com. All right, and the headline, if this thing ever comes up, is, because everything is all slow over here today for some reason. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. It feels like the days of dial-up. Okay, it's on comicbookmovie.com, and the headline is Solo, a Star Wars Story. Director Ron Howard weighs in on the movie not meeting expectations. Here we go. Start the violins. Ron Howard wasn't faced with an easy task when he was hired to take charge of Solo, a Star Wars Story, and now the filmmaker has taken to social media to share his thoughts on its disappointing, I said disappointing, opening. Taking charge of Solo, a Star Wars Story, was never going to be an easy feat, especially as original directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller. You know, the funny thing is, whenever I say those two guys' names, for some reason in my mind, Hall & Oates pops up. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't even know what Lord and Miller look like, but in my mind, I keep seeing Hall & Oates. You know what I mean? Private eyes are watching you, watching you, watching you, watching you. I know, I really should stop singing. I'm sorry. I'm silly. I'm just a silly dude that way. Original directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller were fired halfway through production, and most of what they shot seemingly couldn't be used. Ron Howard did a great job of bringing everything together though, and so it's a shame his hard work hasn't paid off. After this, that's so savage, man. His hard work. I'm sorry. It's just the dumbest things that crack me up. It's a shame his hard work hasn't paid off. After the spin-off's dismal opening weekend worldwide. Now, Howard... Okay, pull yourself together, bro. Now, Howard has taken to Twitter to comment on Solo not living up to expectations. And while he's alright, stop. And while he's clearly disappointed, he does note that the movie's box office debut still marks a personal best for him. That's sad. That's unlikely to be much comfort to Disney and Lucasfilm, however, especially as box office analysts are already predicting that the movie will fail to crack 500 million by the time it's all said and done. See, there's nothing worse than getting the giggles, man, when the camera's rolling. I'm going to try to pull it together. I know this is annoying. I'm sorry. No one seems quite sure what went wrong as of right now. Can you believe this? No one seems quite sure what went wrong as of right now, but expect this to be talked about for a long time to come, because Solo, a Star Wars Story, is shaping up to be the first Star Wars flop. There goes the F word, guys. Flop. Flop. And that's bound to change how Disney approaches these companion stories moving forward. Thoughts? Okay, there it is, guys. That's what it's all about. You know, for everybody who's been arguing about this, everyone who's been attacking a certain segment of the fandom over this, it's all right there in that sentence what this is all about. I will read it again. No one seems quite sure what went wrong as of right now, but expect this to be talked about. Expect it to be talked about because they weren't talking about it before, and that's what led to all of this. They wouldn't hear of it. They wouldn't entertain the fact that the fans had anything to do with the quality of these movies and the outcome, and shouldn't even be considered when they were producing these things. So now they're going to talk about it. See, this is positive. They should consider what the fans want. Consider Star Trek. All right, I'm just going to throw it out there real quick. Star Trek back in the 60s got canceled after what, like maybe 4 seasons, if even that much, what, like 3? And it was dead in the water. Who brought it back to be the global phenomenon that it is today? The fans! It's not that hard to understand, guys. It's like the fans are the ones who are passionate. The fans are the ones who love things or who hate things, and definitely who spend money on things. So you should listen to the fans, all right? If it were up to the executive, we would never have had Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Dr. McCoy. We would have never had all that good stuff, you know, in Star Trek. The executives would have killed it. It was the fans that brought it back. It was the fans that made legends out of those characters. And it's the fans that made legends out of Star Wars. So why would you just dismiss everything that we say? That's the lesson that they should be learning. It's not that hard to figure out. Where was I? All right, get off my screen. All right, no one seems quite sure what went wrong as of right now, but expect this to be talked about for a long time to come, because Solo, A Star Wars Story is shaping up to be the first Star Wars flop that's bound to change how Disney approaches these companion stories moving forward. It's bound to change how Disney approaches these companion stories moving forward. That's it, man. That's all people want, all right? So anyway, they have a tweet here from Ron Howard, and it says, "Didn't meet projections, but amounts to a new personal best. Check hashtag Solo, A Star Wars Story for balanced feedback, and then see it on the big screen." Okay, Ron Howard, if you say so. Man, even Fonzie couldn't make this cool. You know, but there you have it, guys. You know, I'm hoping that this opens up a dialogue, finally, you know, between some of these clowns who are running the Lucasfilm division there over at Disney and the fandom, you know, because there's really no ill will. Okay, you're going to have people who are, you know, who are being quite vocal and strong in their opinions and objections and things like that, but being in touch with your fandom is a good thing, and that's what we need, especially because they like thoroughly plan on going forward in producing these films, you know, the standalone films, these new trilogies, you know, and let me tell you something too, guys, by the way, before I jump off this. This weekend, I have been deep in the Clone Wars. You know, a lot of guys have been telling me I need to check out the Clone Wars. I need to check out the Clone Wars, you know, the animated series and things like that. And I must confess, first time around, I really didn't watch them because that was probably around the time when, you know, not too long after, you know, I got married, you know, when that first came out. And, you know, we had a lot of other things going on, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, like I'm talking about building a life, you know, securing a house, you know, things like that. We were doing all that good stuff, so there wasn't a lot of time for it. But I've been watching it, and let me tell you something. The Clone Wars is amazing. You know, I am only on season 2, you know, maybe halfway through, so I have a long way to go. But what I've been seeing, I think I'm in love with this character. Is it Lumina? I'm sorry, guys, but you know, the Lady Jedi, you know, and dude, it's a bittersweet thing, man, because I love this show so much, you know, but it's bittersweet because I'm feeling like, how can this exist? How can this exist as a Star Wars experience, yet these people on the big screen seem to have no idea what to do? Now I understand why people are saying hire Dave Filoni, because that's the name that I see that comes up at the end of every episode. Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni. I think it's Dave Filoni, yeah. So it's like, and I'm like, this man and this team of people who are on this production team clearly get it. So why not have them in charge of what's going on the big screen? Holy cow, are you kidding me? It's like, why would you have somebody like Kathleen Kennedy and fucking Ryan Johnson? Like, these people are clowns, man. It's like, I'm so upset. You know, it's like I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it, but at the same time I feel myself getting a little bit hot when I'm watching this, because I'm like, how can you have these people here, this kind of talent, but you're not putting it to use where it could matter so much more, you know? So, I don't know, man, but, you know, that's what's going on. It's like they're acting like they don't understand. Listen, the fandom did not appreciate what happened with The Last Jedi. That's what this is about. It's not about how good or how bad Solo was, all right? It's all about Disney Lucasfilm's reaction to the criticisms of the fandom, you know, after The Last Jedi. The disrespect of the characters, And that's it, man. It's not so hard to figure out. So, you know, hopefully they'll start to get a clue, and we'll start to see a more consistent change in what comes out of Disney Lucasfilm. Alright, so I just wanted to check in with that. I hope that you guys are enjoying your Memorial Day, and I will see you in the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on!